Doma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Little heavyweight news from the heavyweight champion of the world. Damn, they're undisputed, but now they're not undisputed. But lineal. That's Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King. Tyson Fury, with me, the respect level is down. I need to see some things coming up. Dude has had too many transgressions, but he still is the heavyweight champion until otherwise, right? He's still undefeated until somebody prove otherwise. He's still 6'9", 270 pounds until somebody do something about that. He's a very, very talented guy, but I just think that, some cheating that's been going on, and not just once or not just twice or not just 3 times. And at some point, right, whoever it is, that starts to get on your nerves because it's just not fair, right? So we're talking about fairness and sportsmanship. So I have my problems with him, my issues with Tyson Fury, but he's still a bad dude, right? Because a lot of people, we just watched a fight on the weekend with 2 people that was dope before, not more than once, Dillian Whyte and Povetkin, and we still watched it and enjoyed it, right? So we can go talk about him too. People that's cheated before, but that still handle their business. So your boy, um, Tyson Fury has come out and said something that I thought was very interesting. He said, listen, Eddie Hearn, the promoter of a lot of people, Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, the son of, the other Hearn, forget his name right now. Eddie Hearn said, he says that Eddie Hearn is protecting Anthony Joshua with Dillian Whyte, right? He's protecting him with Dillian Whyte. That's why he's getting in the way of the Anthony Joshua versus Fury fight, because put Dillian Whyte in there and talk about the mandatory position that he can get and this and that he's supposed to get and the days he's been waiting, which WBC is suspect about because they're complicit. They're acting like they didn't mandate him to fight other people, but I document that pretty much every time I talk about it. It's ridiculous. The behavior of the WBC in this situation shows me that they've been paid to do so. No one mandates anyone to do something, and then they don't, and then you ignore it. And the same person that you mandated to fight Ortiz comes back and talks smack to you in public. And you won't even say the words, man, what are you talking about? We mandated you to fight Ortiz and you didn't. They never would say that. Why? Money. It's the only. There's no other reason. If your parents tell you to do something and you come, I ain't doing it, and you come back talking smack to them, then you might get smacked then. Because it's like, I told you to do something and you wasn't okay with just not doing it. I'll let the not doing it part slide. But you're going to talk smack too, you're going to get smacked. Black family, for sure. You going overboard. I was going to let you slide with just not really fronting you about not doing what I told you to do. But you got the nerve to come up in my face again? That's what happens there in most families. And to be honest with you, I don't care what year we are, we should be. Has to be a respect level, right, for your parents or for a sanctioning body that's in charge of stuff, right? Should be. But they didn't. So somebody got paid. That's the only reason you would ignore his behavior. So, but at the end of the day, Dillian Whyte was the mandatory, and he was getting in the way of the Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury fight, right? If they win their respective fights, Tyson Fury has to beat Deontay Wilder, and Anthony Joshua has to beat Pulev and stuff like that. But still, Dillian Whyte's in the way. Now, do you believe that? Right? Because if so, then I got another one for you. Make sure you keep believing, right? Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Remember that? Hold on to that feeling now. Because you just said, or you are going to answer it to yourself, yeah, Dillian Whyte in the way of that big undisputed fight. That's the same thing. When Deontay Wilder was asking Anthony Joshua to fight for undisputed, we kept hearing Dillian Whyte's name the whole time. Like, Dillian Whyte, excuse me, you're in the way of undisputed. Plus, you were supposed to fight Ortiz. Plus, this man had told you if you fight Ortiz that you get me. But people didn't focus. Yes, he was putting Dillian Whyte in the way the whole time. Also with Deontay Wilder. Yes, so that's the point. So your boy Tyson Fury has a point. If you agree with Tyson Fury's point, that means he hasn't been putting Dillian Whyte there for just this last 4 or 5 months. He's been doing it for the last 2 or 3 years because he was doing it with Deontay Wilder. There's some consistency there. So what do you think? Was Eddie Hearn putting Dillian Whyte in the way of the Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury fight? If your answer is yes, then he was definitely doing the exact same thing when it came to Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. That's my point there. Yes, he kept doing that. So now Dillian Whyte got other things to worry about now. just by getting his reputation back intact. If he's going to fight Povetkin again before December is what he wants to do. And make sure we ain't nobody going to be feeling sorry for Dillian Whyte. He was talking a lot of smack to everyone, a lot of it, especially Wilder, and he shouldn't have been. But that was on purpose. They told him to do that. I'm pretty sure he got paid. He was all focused on Wilder when he could have been focused on Ortiz and to get Wilder. And he never had to do that. England never held him accountable. No one. The WBC never held him accountable. No one. So he was able to get away with that and fight people that no one was telling him to fight. Still some good fights in between there. Joseph Parker was a damn good fight, but he was supposed to do some things, right? And he didn't, and he still came out talking smack. So at the end of the day, he could do that. Make sure this is also clear. A lot of people gonna forget this because he got knocked the hell out. Listen, Povetkin shouldn't have been the fight. It should have been Michael Hunter. Michael Hunter beat Povetkin. He took the guy who looked worse in that fight, right? But Michael Hunter was the one. So let's not forget him. I'm gonna keep saying that too, right? He was supposed to fight Michael Hunter. He took the weakest link, and that happened to him. That's what happens in boxing. You know, because matter of fact, Povetkin's a little bit too good to be considered a weak link, but he was because you thought you were gonna get outboxed by Michael Hunter, just like Povetkin did. So there you have it. Hearn is protecting AJ by putting Dillian Whyte in the way. That's what Tyson Fury thinks. That's what Deontay Wilder thinks too. So do you agree? Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm about to hear y'all.